Hello and welcome to Cooking It My Way. Today I'm going to do a nice pork loin chop with some horseradish and mustard, tomatoes on top, which I've thickly sliced as you can see here. I'm going to do an omelette, cheese omelette, and I've got some grated cheddar cheese, mature cheddar cheese, and grated mature red Leicester. So right, first of all we'll put all this to the side because we've got to prep the chop. No need to change my board over to the other side because I've already got the chop on a plate. Now you can see this fat down the side here. When you're cooking, if you don't cut that, what's going to happen is it's all going to curl up like this. So what I suggest to do is just cut it on an angle like that, just through the fat itself. Be careful you don't cut yourself, because obviously wouldn't be very nice. So cut that on the angle. Now the reason why I'm cutting it on an angle is the juices slowly release, but they release into the meat better, rather than just cut it straight down and it runs straight off. So it gets a little bit of those juices. Right, these veins here of the fat you can see, what we're going to do is you're just going to cut through them like that. And all this prep work means that the chop should get a nice flat chop, not one that curls all up. So you will need quite a sharp knife. This is a nice sharp knife, this is. You just want little cuts in them like that, just through where the fat is. I'll just do a cut through that there. Right. So again on this side, we'll just cut through that fat to make sure our pork loin chop doesn't curl up as we're cooking it. So we're going to cook it for about a minute on either side. So right, we've done that. Now what we want to do is you want to put some mustard and the horseradish into a separate jar. And the reason for that is you don't want cross-contamination. You're dealing with raw meat here. So you don't want to be dipping that, putting some onto your meat and then dipping it back into the jar that you're going to be using later. So I'm going to spread that across there, like that. Same with the mustard. Plenty of mustard on it. Turn it over and do the other side as well. And your mustard. By just using a teaspoonful, you're not really wasting any, because look at the little amount that's left in there. So you go on. The horseradish, that go on as well. Make sure it's nice and covered well. Now you will need a non-stick frying pan for both of these really. Right, we'll put that to one side. Actually, we'll clear that up. Clear our workspace up, and we'll then get cooking. So I'll just put this over out the way. Right. A little cooker over. I've got two pans. I've got the smaller one which I'm going to use for the egg, and the bigger one which I'm going to use for the chop. So, by the way, the egg, there's 2 eggs in there. There is. So I'll take this chop now. Give it a few minutes, let the pan get nice and hot, and then we'll put the chop in. Just before we put the chop in, I'll take a bit of the oil. Just put a bit of vegetable oil on in the pan. Yeah, there we go. Chop. I'll start cooking. Tomatoes in as well. And then just I'm going to pause back in a minute. Okay, I'm back. I'll just flip this over. And these tomatoes, I'm going to flip those over as well. At least try. Tasting this one round the pan at the moment. But as I said, I'll just strip it over, so the time has just got off now. What I'll do is I'll wet the timer back on to give it a minute for that side as well. While I'm doing that, I'll get my plate ready. When you're cooking meat, it's always a good idea to leave it to rest. Okay, so have a look at it. Oh, it's getting nice and brown on that side as well. Move the tomatoes around a little bit. Dip the tomatoes on top of the meat. Take the meat out. Put that on the plate. We're going to leave that to rest now. The plate was pretty close there. So I've got tomato all over the place. Right, take that pan off. Okay, so we'll just give the spatula a wipe over. I want to turn down this heat a bit more. Put my little pan in. We'll put some vegetable oil in. Get our egg in. Turn the heat back up just a little bit, I think. Okay, now take that off. Could change the bottle. Yeah, the bottle ran out. Pause it again. Okay, I don't know what happened there. The flame just seemed to die on me for some reason. But there's plenty of gas in the bottle. Right, this omelette, as it's starting to cook, we'll just go around there. Okay, almost like scrambled egg. Now, while it's at this stage, we've got our cheese. Sprinkle our cheese in. We'll leave that now and take that off the sides around here. Just make sure it's all unstuck around the edges. Give the pan a shake. I've got a spatula underneath. Slide that to one side and flick it over. Like there. Turn that over to the other side as well to make sure that cheese is all sealed in well. Right, and gas off. We're ready to serve. Omelette on the side there. There we go. There's our pork loin chop with cheese, omelette and tomatoes. Enjoy, I certainly will.